my God, oh my word.
Hey, house
Good
guests.
day.
Welcome to today's Big Brother Canada 11 Digital Daily Update.
Oh, hi.
Woo!
Yes, I got rained on. And
That's what happens.
And it got ruined.
Ruined. I think you still look great.
Thanks. I don't, though.
All right.
We're not going to get into that.
Our house guests of the day are Nick Petrella, Skylar Brown, and Jose Luis Cortez.
Yay!
Thank you all so much for the
Big
support.
Up yourselves.
Yes.
Wonderful.
We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, we've still got some time left. So check out our Patreon link in the info box below. All right.
Wow.
When we last left off,
we
Anika
were balancing on the edge of a knife.
I know. Oh my God. I could not wait to see who won this power veto. We know that Anika's the HOH, and she was planning to put Claudia and Renee up on the block, which she did.
Yes.
Claudia is her target. And Ty had told the girls before, if you're both up on the block and I win the power veto, I will use it on one of you. Oh.
Dig your thumbs into your armpits.
Oh my God. But when talking to Anika and Daniel, he promised Anika that he would not use the power veto if she left him off the block.
Is Ty playing both sides? Oh my Lord.
Well, leaving him off the block, this leaves the door open for Ty to win the power veto, use it, and then the HOH would have to put up their best friend, just like what happened to Claudia in the double eviction.
I feel like there's no way that Ty can lose at this point.
It's all just a little bit of history repeating.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, yeah, this is Ty's game to lose at this point.
Yeah.
So imagine Anika having to put Daniel up on the block.
Yes.
Yeah, I can too. All right. So let's talk about today's digital daily. It's covering yesterday in the house, day 58.
All right.
And we start off with Ty and Renee chatting in the library. And guess what?
Did Ty win the power of veto?
He did.
Oh my Lord.
How many wins is that now for him? I haven't
like
really
a million.
Track. It's got to be like 4 or 5 at least, right?
He is the Canadian veto king.
I mean, so many in a row, too.
Yeah.
That's impressive. So he's talking to Renee, and apparently he's already been talking to Anika about using the veto. And
talking
Anika,
about big important.
Yeah. Anika is not happy about it. She was getting emotional with him. I guess it got a little heated. And Ty is preparing to have another conversation with Anika. And he's thinking about pulling Renee into it to corroborate and show instances where Anika has lied.
It's a mini house meeting.
Yeah. So Renee's like, all right, you can pull me in, but if she's going to get confrontational, I'm out of there because I can't do that.
Right.
So then Claudia and Renee are chatting in the library. And at first it's hard to tell what exactly is going on here.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about things that like
we don't know about because we don't have the live feeds 24/7.
Yeah. So this is what I gather has happened. Renee at some point was talking to Anika before nominations and was trying to gauge who Anika's target was going to be this week. Or at least that's what she was saying.
Right.
So she was asking Anika, like, oh, are you going to put up Claudia and Ty? Like, are you going to try and split them up? And then Anika took this information and brought it to either Ty or Claudia or both and was like, guess what Renee was saying? She wants me to put you two up.
Showmans.
Right. So then now Renee, this has gotten back to her and she's telling Claudia and Ty, like, I never said that. That's not what I meant. I was just trying to figure out who the target was.
I said put them up, but I never said showmans.
Right. So
I have you on a technicality.
Right. I mean, who knows what her intentions actually were there. I mean, wouldn't she want Ty and Claudia to go up?
Yes.
And honestly, no, though.
She knows there's no way in hell that Daniel's going up on Anika's HOH. So, like, what do you expect,
man? But honestly, like,
don't put me up.
She knows that her best case
5
scenario.
People left.
She knows her best case scenario was going up next to Claudia because then Ty could win.
Right.
Pull one of them down, and then Daniel would have to go up.
Thank you.
Anyway, Renee is telling Claudia, I never had any like official alliances besides the girly pops. I wasn't working with anybody else, so I never would have said that.
Right.
Well, Claudia has worked with other people. So anyway, they agree that Anika.
Oh, you mean like Anika?
Yeah. Anika is playing a slimy game. She's twisting people's words. And Renee says, I don't respect it.
Why? What I want to know is why isn't Anika pulling out the fact that Shania and Claudia
had a Final Four
with them?
Maybe because she's embarrassed and she doesn't want Ty knowing about that either.
Yeah, but then that would show that Claudia is just as shady as the rest of them all.
She doesn't want that getting out to Ty.
I know Claudia doesn't, but what about Anika?
No, Anika doesn't either. Because then she can't be like, I wanted to for sure go to the final 3 with you and Daniel, you know? So it looks bad on all,
so what if
for
Claudia,
all parties.
What if Claudia comes clean and says, look, we had a Final Four deal.
I don't know. Ty is just going to keep being that lone soldier, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, Renee says, if we could just make it through this week, then we can make it to the final 3 with Ty. Because remember,
Renee, you don't even know.
It seems like those 3 have established some sort of a final 3 deal.
Have they, though?
I don't know. But if Daniel were to go this week, it could be 3 versus Anika, right? Anika can't even play for HOH next week.
Right.
So her only shot would be to win the veto, and it would be 3 against 1 in that veto competition.
Mm-hmm.
So Renee and Claudia are getting pretty excited.
Whether or not Renee can actually, whether or not Anika can actually play. Because that's
for the HOH?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
You can play back-to-back HOHs from 4 to 3.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, they're talking about how Ty is going to use the power veto on Claudia, and Claudia's like, it's the most chaotic showmance of all time. Blah, blah, blah. It is pretty chaotic, that's for sure. I don't get it.
It's pretty lame. It's one of the lamest showmances.
I don't know. And Claudia and Renee are like, I don't want to admit it to Ty, but as much as it sucked to lose Shania during the double, it was the right move for our games. Because look at us now.
Oh, no.
Sorry, Shania. Okay, so we also find out during this conversation and at other points throughout this digital daily, the house guests are still on slop. They still don't know why. They are now on their 3rd day.
Daniel is still whiny Daniel.
He is.
Big brother, take the slop away. I can't. I just can't.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty clear that Ty will be using the veto, but now the question is he going to vote out Daniel or is he going to vote out Renee? Renee is really hoping that he's not going to make her wait in agony all week, waiting to find out who he's going to keep. We'll see what happens.
Why would it even be a question in your head if you're confident that you're in a final 3 with him?
Because she's not confident.
Exactly.
You can't be confident at this point in the game. At this point in the game, things could go in any direction, right? Especially when you're working with somebody who is like a lone wolf.
And they're playing the middle.
Yeah, he's playing the middle. So he's got to show his cards here.
Does his girlfriends, Claudia and Renee, know what's going on with his girlfriends, Anika and Daniel C?
Somewhat. So anyway, then we have Anika and Ty talking, more like arguing in the HOH room.
Yes.
It was pretty tense all throughout.
This was the whole conversation 50 times. I want Daniel C and you to go far with me, Ty, until the end. That's what I've always wanted.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have to lie to you, but I did sometimes because my hands were tied. It was koozie.
That's the long and short of it. Yeah. So Anika is telling Ty, I'm not good at competitions, so I had to play the social game. And Ty's like, well, why didn't you play the social game with me when I tried to play it with you? You took everyone's word over mine. You didn't take any accountability for anything. So what does Anika do?
She throws Koozie.
Continues to not take accountability. Yeah. She is blaming everything on Koozie, saying, I trusted Koozie more than I should have.
I was afraid of Koozie. I didn't want the wrath of Koozie.
She's saying that
Koozie didn't tell me everything.
She's saying she couldn't have a personal, one-on-one relationship with Ty because Koozie had to be the one to go in between. Yeah. So she's blaming Koozie for whatever is going on now. Ridiculous. You're your own person.
Mm-hmm.
So Anika's like, why weren't you honest with me before the power veto that you wanted to keep Claudia? And because remember, he promised he wouldn't use the veto if he stayed off the block.
Is he saying that because in light of this information, he's changed his mind?
That's the way he's framing it. But he's also saying, it hurt me that I had to look in your eyes and lie, but I had to think about my safety and look out for myself. Because if he had said, I don't want Claudia to go, Anika could have easily put Ty up on the block next to her.
Of course.
And then him winning the power veto would only save himself.
Right.
So Ty says, whatever I do next is not personal. Keep that in mind.
I feel like whatever Ty has done in the game has never been personal. He's always played a gamer's game.
I feel like it's definitely been a gamer's game, but like I think he could have been pretty spiteful.
I don't think he was petty at all. I think he's always made game moves.
I mean, it's been very calculated, but do I need to remind you of the sweatshirt gate, Rob?
No, that was also a gamer's move because he was afraid
there was
of
a
how
level
good
of pettiness in there
he
as
was
well.
petty on a personal level, but I don't think it affected Rob going up on the block. I think he was afraid of Rob, what a comp beast he was.
Do I need to remind you of Ty's nickname earlier in the season from us? Ty Maintenance.
Okay.
That feels like so long ago. But anyway.
Because it was.
Yeah. Anika is asking Ty, did you ever genuinely want to work with me and Daniel? And he says he did, but they never really fully trusted him. So what is he supposed to do?
The crown.
Yeah. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
But Anika is getting emotional at this point. She's crying, and she's crying for like a lot of the rest of us.
I always wanted to go far in this game with you and Daniel C.
Yeah.
Please, I know you don't want to win. And he's like, wait, no, I don't care about the money. I do want to win.
That was another thing that kept coming up over and over again. She's like, I played an honest game. And
but
Ty's like, yeah.
Except for when I couldn't.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. Ty says, my only true alliance since Zach left has been myself.
That's true.
He's all alone.
It's true.
So Ty then pulls in Renee to try and clear some stuff up. Right. And then Renee pulls in Claudia, only for a few minutes though, because we're one person short of a house meeting here. And
you know Claudia, what happens when there's a house meeting? All hell breaks loose.
Well, Claudia was like, I feel bad, Daniel being the only one out of here. Oh, reminds me a lot of when the girly pops were left out.
Oh, yes. Remember when you locked them out of the room for a house puzzle?
Well, Claudia doesn't want anyone else to feel like that. So she only stays in there for a minute and then she goes back out. So Daniel's not alone. But they're, going over stuff from the week that Shania saved Renee with the power of veto. And Renee's like, Anika, you told me that you were going to keep me even if I stayed up on the block against hope. You made me feel comfortable up there. And Anika's denying. She's like,
why the hell would I do that?
Yeah, she's like, I never would have kept you over hope. And she's trying again to blame it on Kuzi, saying Kuzi was the one doing most of the talking.
I told Shania not to use the power of veto.
Yeah. So they hash out a few other things, the whole situation. Like, did Renee say that Ty and Claudia should go up? Blah, blah, blah.
Was the dirty word showmance ever used?
Yeah. So they're like going through all that stuff. And then Ty and Anika are alone again. Mm-hmm. Renee is dismissed. And Ty says, Anika, you've made some dirty moves, and I can't get behind that. Which, again, is just so hilarious. Coming from the man who brought us Lettergate earlier in the season.
And said he was going to split the prize with Zach. Also against the rules.
Yeah. So,
I know you were, not a fan. You were, a recruit. But, I'm sure they said the rules.
I'm sure you spent some time with your nose in that rule book.
I'm sure you scrolled down on the page and do you accept the rule terms and conditions?
Yeah.
I guess you didn't read it.
It's just a little rich when Ty says things like that. So Anika is like, I genuinely want to work with you now that Kuzi is gone. I don't have that go-between blocking me anymore.
I want to go far in the game with you and Daniel C.
Right. And she says winning this game would mean a lot to me. And she says that it wouldn't mean as much to Renee or Claudia, even though they're really big fans of the show.
They're well off. Isn't she a financial planner?
Yeah.
She's okay.
So that's a lot. But also it just reminds me of that clip of Michael Scott from The Office where he's like, this is a dream that I've had since lunch. You're a recruit and you're talking about how it's going to be so much more meaningful for you to win than people who have watched and loved the show. What? It's too much. But Ty says it would mean a lot for him to win too. He doesn't care about the money. He can make $100K himself, but he wants to win. And he's not sure how dirty Anika would get to win this thing.
I think she might get pretty dirty.
I mean, I think Ty would too.
Of course.
So Ty is also saying, I'm not happy that you didn't give me a heads up in the past when you knew that people were targeting me,
Is this just Ty's jury
Justification?
management? Yeah, his jury management, because he knows he's going to send Anika eventually. And he wants to paint this as, you played dirty, so it's okay for me to do this. It's okay for me to go back on my word.
I'm sure that's part of it.
Yeah, because like then in the jury, they're not going to feel like, oh, well, I played a straight up game and he still did this to me. But if there's a shadow of a doubt that, they thought that he was justified in doing this, then it's okay. And they'll vote for him to win the money.
I mean, I'm sure that's part of it, right?
Yeah.
Ty is making it very clear over and over again in this combo that he's going to make a game decision for himself this week. Numero uno. So Anika is like, well, I want you in the final 3. And Ty's like,
I want you and Daniel C. and me to go far in this game to final 3. Keep us to final 4, and then you make the decision.
Or you can make it now. So Ty says, yeah, you want me in the final 3 because I'm all that's left. Right? I know you don't want those girls in the end.
She's like,
I'm your only other
option.
option.
Yes, but I want you and Daniel C. and me to go far in this game.
Mm-hmm.
If she said that 100 times, I would be so dead drunk if I took a shot every time.
Yeah. Well, Ty says, people really seem to want to play with me now since I've got a lot of power. Yep. And he says his mind is not made up yet on what he's going to do. Obviously, he is planning on using the veto, but he doesn't know who he'll keep between Daniel and Renee. He's got to talk to everyone. And Anika is crying. And she's saying, don't forget about Daniel using the power veto on you. And Ty's like, yeah, I know. But he's also like, don't try to hold that over my head because I've done a lot of favors for you guys too. Don't forget that.
Right.
So Anika is like, I hope you'll stay true.
I hope you and Daniel C. and I will go far in this
Stop. She says, I hope that you stay true to your word and you want one of the girls to leave this week. And
get rid of one of the girls, please.
She says, Daniel and I did a lot of things that we're not proud of, but we were as honest as we could be.
But before she said it was only like 2 things.
I know. It's just, come on. So Ty says, again, he's definitely using the POV, but he's not sure who's going to go yet. Hi. And Anika is just basically begging Ty to keep Daniel at this point.
Please keep Daniel C. and me till the final 3.
I feel like she's making it worse. She's making it worse. So then after Anika is talking to Daniel, telling him about the conversation with Ty, and she's like, I did not get a firm yes from Ty that he's going to keep you. And Daniel's like, I guess I got to go talk to him. I got to go figure this out. And after Daniel leaves the room, he's like, I knew she was going to get me kicked out of here.
Yeah.
Yikes. So then Big Brother announces that there are only 2 hours left until the power veto ceremony.
Oh my God.
So
I gotta get ready.
They moved it up a day.
Please get my air wand out. I need to do my hair. I can't go to the ceremony like this.
If only we could find out in today's daily.
I mean,
we know what Ty's doing, but I just want to know who's going.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because we won't know who's going until Thursday.
Of course. So Daniel grabs Ty to chat in the toucan room, and Daniel's like, look, I don't need Anika fighting for me. I know she sucks at this.
Yeah, he also said, you don't think Renee's better for your game than I am. And he was like, no, I'm going to keep you.
So Ty says, I never want to see you leave, but I do have some issues with Anika. Mm-hmm. She's been lying by omission. She's not taking accountability. She's trying to blame everything on Kuzi, and Kuzi is not even here anymore. So Daniel's like, oh yeah, she's terrible, right? I haven't been like that though. I have been open about my involvement in things.
I have been open about my lies.
Yeah, I don't know about everything.
No.
But he says, I made my intentions with you clear, like when I used the veto on you and I told you I wanted to go to the end with you.
Oh God, please. I hope the Final 4 alliance comes to light.
Yeah, if it hasn't already, I don't know.
I don't know. The Anika, Daniel,
Claudia
and Shania alliance.
I don't know.
Come on.
But I mean, speaking of, Daniel says he's always wanted to break up the girls. Did he though? Because he did have that alliance. And I think he was pretty serious about it.
What if Claudia spills the beans on that after he uses the veto on her?
Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe.
Nice.
So Ty says, if things were different this week and you were the HOH and Anika was the one on the block, I'd vote her out of here for sure. But because you're the one that's up there, it's a little more difficult for me. So then Ty says, I'm going to keep you.
No.
Is he just saying that? Because he also said he wasn't going to use the veto.
But he also said that he was going to like keep Renee, right? They're in a 3-person alliance.
It's so hard to say with, without the actual live feeds. But Daniel's like, well, I would definitely take you to the final 3, but I'm going to be honest with you. If it's up to me to decide who goes to the final 2 with me, I would have a really hard time cutting Anika. So again, he's saying like he would definitely take Ty to the final 3, but not sure about final 2. And Daniel says, I would be cool with going to the final 3 with you and Claudia too, instead of Anika.
Oh, would you?
That's what he says.
Okay.
So Ty says, don't worry, I'm not going to let Anika's terrible gameplay destroy our relationship. I want you in the final 3 at a minimum.
No.
Is he just saying this or what? So Daniel says, I have to say some things about Renee. You cannot trust her. She did put you up on the block and try to target you, and she will do whatever she has to do to stay here. All right. So Ty is again saying he wants final 3 with Daniel and then either Claudia or Anika with them. It's so hard to tell what Ty is actually going to do here. But later, Daniel's telling Anika about the conversation, and he basically tells her, like, don't get involved in trying to save me. I will fight for myself.
Out your mouth.
Yeah, I will fight for myself. You just relax.
You just do you.
Yeah.
I'll do me.
So it is very difficult to figure out what Ty's going to do at this point.
Honestly, I really don't know, but I'm leaning towards him keeping Daniel.
I need to see some conversation or hear some conversations between him and Renee, because we haven't really seen that yet, telling her if he's going to keep her or not.
Unless he's got something up his sleeve for the next 2 days that he already knows, or unless Claudia is going to do everything she can to try and save Renee by throwing herself under the bus.
I don't know. But tomorrow we will know what Ty did with the power veto. I mean, at this point, it looks like he's going to use it on Claudia. Mm-hmm. And then Daniel will go up in Claudia's place next to Renee.
No. We do have a super chat, though.
Wendy, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate that.
Wendy, who do you want Ty to keep? Do you want him to keep Daniel C, or do you want him to keep Renee?
No offense to Daniel, but I would like to see Renee stay.
I'm just tired of Daniel whining, and like he really didn't do that much in the game. Like he's always like, I did all this stuff. You were a vote. You weren't like pulling the strings,
Yeah. Well, let us know what you guys think about all this. We will be back tomorrow for another digital daily chat and then an episode chat.
Oh, an episode chat.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So thank you all so much for being here. And Wendy says she wants Ty to keep Renee.
Oh, I want Renee to win too.
Good choice.
Because that would just be such a cluster flip.
Yeah.
I
agree. So anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy your Monday evening. And until next time, much love. Bye.